So concept of design and architecture and stuff. So the example is about a hyperactive city like Bombay, and even Delhi, Gurgaon now has a lot of traffic and stuff. So this is an example not of Bombay and Delhi, but a gentleman who was actually working in the USA market, and he comes to India, and he realizes that just in US the distance time on various roads is too much. So he says, given that the largest market for books is USA, most books are written keeping the American audience in mind. And if you read the books, the mega successful companies of the past 3 decades, which are Amazon, Google, and Microsoft, you will all hear and you will believe that there is a fashion or a culture that most organizations in techie work late hours and stuff, and they start late. And they've built these zillion-dollar enterprises basically trying to work through the night and stuff. So it's not hard work, but it's the number of hours that they put in and stuff and all that. And the author is Saurabh, who says, I was trying to replicate the same culture of intense work in Mumbai, where the infrastructure is not as great as San Francisco, but it's almost the same workload and stuff like that. So he says, you know what really helped us? It was not the long work hours and stuff, it really helped us, but it was actually the focus work that helped. So they faced certain problems like, they didn't have their staff firstly coming in on time. When they came in, they were not in a position to kind of do their work as effective or as, productive as required. So now from a design and architecture point of view, when you see it practically, you're on the road, you walk into the office, what is it? So the traffic overwhelms you, the weather overwhelms you, the pollution overwhelms you, and a lot of stuff overwhelms you and stuff, unless you have a certain mindfulness about it and stuff, or you plan yourself according to the way the traffic moves in the city. I'm so sorry, excuse me. Okay, so now enter the office. What happens? You're trying to get used to the whole idea of disconnecting from the road to your office. Now if you don't have a great office, you don't have a clutter free office, you don't have a office which helps you relax or feel that you're disconnected from the road scenario, you're not going to be able to tune into your work or business objective and stuff. So this is where design and architecture and product development comes into play, that when you step into an office, you're supposed to feel in a certain manner, right? It's supposed to give you it's supposed to make you feel like you can relax, you can hold your horses, get in tune with your own self. People use the word center yourself, balance yourself and stuff. So you should be able to do that. Number two, when you're sitting on your seats and your office table and stuff, how do you feel? So if you've got a tuta futa or a broken or a damaged furniture, you're not going to enjoy your work. But if you've got some nicely done up furniture, you've got a good chair, and you've got a nice canteen where you can pick up your coffee, you can have your chai, you can have your breakfast, or you've got a nice library in your office space, or you've got a loungers, or a room where people can go sit, talk and stuff, and exchange thoughts and come back. You automatically start getting recharged and rebooted, or you're prepared for the day, right? So he says, I couldn't understand this, and why was this thing, that we'd already organized ourselves, and we'd already carpentarized our offices, or we had created categories in our office. Telecallers were sitting differently, and the bosses were sitting differently, the management was sitting differently, the sales team was sitting differently. And what we did was that we had the office structure or the culture that we would have a meeting at 8:30 in the morning. We would discuss all our business plans and stuff and all that, and the teams would kind of scatter themselves in their office back to their own zones and do their work and stuff. But somehow it never really worked, because we realized that there was some other problem. I think I figured out the problem. They've not mentioned this, but he says yes, the efficiency had to be worked upon and stuff. So I can understand 2 3 things from this example. One is that when you walk into the office, you're so overwhelmed. Number two, because you're working late hours and you're working too much, you're basically cluttered. Number three, the office space or the office environment is not letting you relax and fine tune yourself and stuff and all that. So this is where design and architecture or a feel good helps you big time. And good designs like good modular setup or ergonomous, furniture, or a good business table, or a president's suite, or a cubicle, or a cabin, or a coffee shop, or a billiard table room, or a fitness zone, or a wellness zone, or a library comes into play and stuff. He says, we had the operations team, they would also come in and stuff, but somehow it never really took off and stuff. And as we got talking to people, we realized that because people were stuck in the rush hour traffic, they were all so tired and all that, and they didn't want to do anything different. So see, and he says at the end of it, all that we realized was that even if we had to do long hours of work, intense work and stuff, we had to literally declutter people's mind and make their lives and days a lot easier for the reason that they're able to deliver outstanding results. So sometimes it's not just your office culture, it's not your team temperament, or how they perform, or how they're not able to deliver and stuff. Sometimes it's just the ambience, or just the mood, or the aura, and the way the office is. And I've seen this in me that when I used to work in a PR company, I was in a pretty green, in a pretty grey kind of area, old school. So I used to feel totally, low in energy, and people used to smoke a lot and stuff, and the office used to be stinking. I didn't really feel like going to the office. And the moment I got into a good organization, a new energy place, with a mix of people sitting together, this was in a mall. I started loving my work and enjoying my work. And I was also working for a corporate role in a real estate company, so they had a very nice, welcoming, I would say the reception, but boardrooms, and the lobby was, and the director's room was as good as a five-star hotel's, lobby and stuff. So that's why I say that, offices and homes, people are trying to replicate this hotel scenario and stuff. And nobody could say that, our projects won't have taken off and stuff. And though they had a strict discipline of working from 9:30 to 6, many people actually would work even later because they really enjoyed their office and stuff. So rest is jazz, rest is an old story. But the point is this, that from a design and architecture point of view, sometimes it's not your people, it's the office infrastructure, it's the services, it's the facilities that works. And designs have to really be functional. Designs have to really be of some use and practical use and stuff. And your chairs, your tables, your boardroom. Uh, then of course, the cubicles and stuff, they all have to be nicely managed and maintained, so that people can feel like they can let their guard down and do long hours of work and stuff. So hope this helps. So if you are like Saurabh and you're in a tech firm or a non-tech firm, or you plan to have a team, and you already have a team and you want to work long hours, make sure that you are equipping your office and yourself with good facilities and stuff, and good design furniture, and a great ambience. Now greenery, vertical landscaping is also picking up big time, and so is environment concern and all. So all of it put together, you can always have some great design and concepts and stuff, and you can always reach out to people like me. I'm on jkapani@gmail.com, jashinkapani.im@gmail.com, and jashinkapanioffice@gmail.com. The moment you go into your room, the moment you sit on your desk, the moment you enter an office, you can pick up the energy, you can pick up the vibe. So if you've been in great offices, continue with that. It's a great habit, but where you can't be choosy and you can't select your office ambience and stuff, try and work around your own furniture and stuff, and recommend this to your bosses. And if you're a boss watching this, have a heart and offer some good facilities to your team, because sometimes, like I said, it's not the temperament of the team, it's just the environment you're offering. And environment doesn't mean just the people, it means everything around you and stuff. The lighting plays a very important role. Like now you can see it's a mix of yellow light and daylight. So if I were to go into a room which has only got tube lights, it's going to be very boring. So keep these in mind. And two three things: declutter your mind, let nothing overwhelm you. Number two, de-stress or recharge yourself, take breaks and stuff. And number three, try and be in an office space where you feel positive and you feel great after you've had a certain number of hours of work, and always take a walk here and there. Love and luck and take care. I'm sure this is going to help you. And of course, how can you forget?